Stream Brockhampton. Hi, hello, how are you? It's me, Ian. Welcome back to my channel. So today I don't know why I said today like that, but today I am going to be giving you an unhaul video. Yes, I know, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I have a ton of books to unhaul. I recently went back to my apartment to pay some things and to like get some books that I want to read, but I also looked at my bookshelf and I was like, there are a lot of books on here that I don't want anymore. So yeah, here we are. A lot of these aren't because I didn't like them. A lot of them I just don't see myself ever reading again or ever reading. So yeah, let's get into it. The first book that I am unhauling is The Fever King by Victoria Lee. This is a dystopian book, I believe. I think it's about like this girl with abilities and she can control technology. I haven't read this. I don't really plan to. This is really pretty though. It's a really pretty cover. I like it a lot. I just don't ever see myself reading it. Next book that I plan to unhaul is Amberlow by Laura Elena Donnelly. Sorry about that. It's like, I don't know what this is about. I just read that it reminded people of Cabaret, and that's like one of my favorite musicals. So I bought it, but I've never even tried to pick it up. So I think it's time to get rid of it. It's a pretty-ish cover. It's okay. I'm not gonna really miss it. The next book that I am unhauling is All the Ever Afters by Danielle Teller. This is like, it focuses on Cinderella's stepmother, which I thought was pretty cool when I bought it. That's all I know. It's a really pretty cover. I've like another book that I've never even tried to pick up, so I don't really see a point in having it if I'm just not ever gonna read it or even attempt to read it. The next book is The Last Namasara. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, by Kristen Ciccarelli. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that. This is, I believe, about dragons. I don't really know. It's a pretty cover. I did try to read this. I got to like page 25 or something, and I wasn't enraptured. I mean, that's not really completely fair of me to do that because I know there are tons of books that I've loved that didn't enrapture me by like until like at least page like 100 or something. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm not gonna read this, and yeah, that's gonna be a big thing this video. I'm not gonna want to read a lot of books. So yeah, the next book is The Vor by B. Catling. I literally have no idea what this is about. I think I literally just picked it up off the shelf at a bookstore and was like, I'm gonna get it. But yeah, ooh, this is pretty. That's all. I don't know. I'm not gonna read it ever. So I'm gonna get rid of it because I don't have time and I don't have bookshelf space right now. So we're trying to make do with what we have. The next book I'm unhauling is Strange Grace by Tessa Gratton. Now, let's have a chat about this book. I literally I got to page 153 in this book, and I had no idea what the fuck was happening. I don't know what the story is other than there's a forest that takes people. The devil's in it. I thought I would love this book. I thought it would be like the next Uprooted. But I don't know what's going on. Granted, I know a lot of people who didn't know what was going on in Uprooted, but I did, and I loved it. So I thought I would love this, and I'm upset because this is such a pretty cover. But oh well. We move on and we become better people. It's leaving the shelf. The next book that I am unhauling is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Now, I've never read this, never even attempted to. This is really pretty. I've never noticed that. But I know that it's about Alice in Wonderland and like the Red Queen and something like that or whatever. But I unhauled the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. And yeah, I don't see why I would keep this if I don't even want to read the Lunar Chronicles. So it's going. It's so pretty, and that makes me upset a little bit, but I don't want to read it. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna cry? Probably. The next two books that I am unhauling are Evermore and Everless. Now, I read Everless last year when it first came out, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was such a unique type of story. And then Evermore came out this year, and I was so excited because this cover is absolutely gorgeous, and I was like, ooh, I'm ready to read more of the story. However, as soon as I picked it up, I hated it. I don't know what it is. I was just like, I don't want to read this anymore, and it made me not like the story anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. I don't know what shifted. We change. Oh well. These are still very pretty, and they will find a home, I'm sure, with someone who will appreciate them a lot more than I will. The next three books that I'm unhauling are Northern Lights, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass, all by Philip Pullman, and they are part of his Dark Materials series. Oh, sorry. So I have read this one. I haven't read the other two, but I just got a better edition that I like more. And I don't want two editions of this series. I don't think I will like them enough to warrant having two. So I'm gonna get rid of these because they're in really good condition, and I know somebody else will really like them. That's it. But I loved this book. I thought it was amazing. I haven't read these yet though, so I will eventually, just not at this time, not in the foreseeable future, just at some point we'll get to them. This next book is about to upset a lot of you. But oh well. It's Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alir Sans. I know I said that wrong. Listen, I get it. I know this is supposed to be like one of the best LGBT books out there. However, I've never read it. I don't see myself ever reading this. And so I want it to find a better home. I'm sure if I read it, I would love it. I can't pick it up. I don't know what it is. Every time I look at it, I'm like, there's something else I want to read right now. So it's not doing any good on my shelf. So it's gonna go to someone else who will love it a lot more than I will. I'm sorry, but I'm also not, because it's just wasting away on my shelf. The next book that I'm unhauling is Daughters of the Storm by Kim Wilkins. This is a gorgeous cover. I love this. However, I don't know what this is about at all. Yeah, I think it's about, it's kind of like Three Dark Crowns, except adult, and probably not as good. That's tea. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. Beautiful cover. I'm not gonna ever read it. It's wasting away on my shelf. Next book on this unhaul is Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Ooh, another Marissa Meyer book. Okay, so here's the thing. I got like 50 pages into this, and I don't think I'm gonna like it. I really don't. I mentioned this in my first video, that sci-fi and stuff like that, we just have a very complicated relationship. I will either love it or I will despise it, and I really think I'm just going to end up despising this, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get rid of it because it's so pretty. It's huge. It's a big boy, but it's going. It's got to. I have to get space on my shelf. So it's going to go to someone who will like it more. The next book is Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd. I heard a lot about this book. I know a lot of people don't really care for it, but I also heard about one particular trope. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil. Sorry about that. Allergies are so bad right now. I'm literally suffering. But yeah, there's a big trope in here that I do not agree with whatsoever, and so I'm going to get rid of it because I don't want to have it on my shelf. That's that on that. The next book I have here is The Brilliant Death by Amy Rose Capetta. So I actually have read a couple of pages of this, literally only 8, but it was actually pretty good. I just don't ever see myself picking it up again. As you can see, I haven't even taken the sticker off yet. So, it's gonna go. It's so pretty though, and I know that I know somebody will enjoy it. I just don't think I will. It's Italian inspired, which is really cool. It actually inspired me to want to write an Italian book, but if I could ever actually write a book, that's another video though. We'll get there eventually. So yeah, this is gonna go. The next book I have here is The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I hate this book. I despise it. I thought it was horrible. There was one part that I enjoyed, and it was like in the middle. But I did not like this. I didn't enjoy how it told the story. I read it for class. I read it for my literature in the apocalypse class. So yeah, it tells the story of a father and a son going along a road after the apocalypse hits. It's okay. The writing is what got me. I hated the writing. It was not good. So yeah, I'm getting rid of this. I don't need it. I don't think I'm ever going to read it for a class again. And I don't want it on my shelf. A great excuse that keeps coming up in this video. I don't want it on my shelf. It's not even pretty. So next book we have is going to be controversial. And that's fun. It's Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. Now, before any of you try to come for me, I have 2 other versions of this book. I have the Owl Crate version, which is just gorgeous. It's all black, it's signed, and then I have the Shelf Love Crate version, which is also signed, and it has pretty artwork on the inside of, like, right here. It has artwork, and that's what I want. This one is just a regular version. It's not signed. It doesn't have any pretty artwork or anything. So I don't want 3 versions of this book, so I'm going to get rid of it. That's all it is. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. I just don't want it anymore. I don't want 3 versions at least. The next book that I am unhauling is Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. I don't know how to say that. I don't know what this is about either. It's really short, so I'm surprised I didn't actually read it. It's very pretty. I do enjoy this a lot, but it's sci-fi. Yeah, that should be enough explanation. I'm getting rid of it. The next book I have is Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. I don't know. I'm so sorry. But the thing with this one is I have another copy. This is ripped. It's not even that bad, but it bothered me enough to buy a whole other copy. So this is gonna be given away to somebody who will enjoy it more and who doesn't care that much about tiny little rips. But I don't know what that head movement was, but I read Truth Witch in March and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. It was so good. And so I'm gonna read Wind Witch this month actually, and we'll see. It's shorter than Truth Witch, I think, but I'm still gonna enjoy it, I'm sure. I love the world. but this is gonna go because I don't have room for 2 copies of this book on my shelf, especially when they're the exact same version of the book. So yeah, it's gonna go. The next book I have is Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. I don't know why I forgot who it was at first. It's a shame on me. But yeah, I've never read this. I read Simon. I loved it. One of my favorite contemporaries of all time. I just don't see myself ever reading this. I don't. And I've heard that some people don't like this as much, and that's kind of sad, but yeah, it's gonna go. The next book I have here is Sing Unburied, Sing. It's by Jessamine Ward. I bought this at like a really small store that sells books for really cheap. We're gonna redo that. Okay. The next book that I have is Sing Unburied, Sing by Jessamine Ward. I bought this at a store that sells books for like really cheap. I got this for $4. It's really short. It's pretty. I love this cover. I'm just not gonna ever read it. It's an adult contemporary, and those and me just don't ever click as much as I want them to. So yeah, I don't think I will ever read an adult contemporary book, other than like Daisy Jones and the Six, which was beautiful. So yeah, this is gonna go because I'm not ever gonna read it. The next book that I have is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I'm literally so bad with names. This is about like 5 gay men in New York. 4 gay men in New York. Sorry, I added another one. It's supposed to be really depressing. It's like it's almost 800 pages, and it's a contemporary. So I feel like that's unnecessary. I can understand it with like fantasy because of world building, but this takes place in like New York. Everybody knows what New York is like. Well, I mean, even if you haven't been there, you know. And look at how small the font is. I'm not ever gonna read this. That's the simple truth. I'm never gonna read this. This is too big. It's not even fantasy. It might be gay, but I've heard a lot that it's very traumatic and it's a hard read. So I'm gonna get rid of it. It takes up some space on my shelf. I cannot say anything today. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's gonna go. The next book that I am unhauling, I've just gotten so robotic with saying that, sorry. But the next book is Bloodleaf by Crystal Smith. So I already have a copy of this. I don't need to. I think I will like this book, but I don't know. I think it'll be fine. I don't think I'll like it enough to have 2 copies, especially when I don't think there's really anything different about either of them. So it's gonna go. The next book that I have is The Near Witch by Victoria Schwab. This is the first like cover that they had for it. It is hardcover. Yeah, I bought the new edition of this, and I don't want this one anymore because I don't want 2 copies. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I've never read it. Love Victoria Schwab. Worship the ground she walks on. I don't want 2 copies of it. So it's gonna go. And we have made it. The last book that I am unhauling. It is The Harts Invisible Furies by John Boyne. This is supposed to be another heartbreaking gay novel. I'm not in the right mind space for these types of novels anyway. They will literally destroy my very small mental health as it is. I have to get rid of it for my own good. Goodbye. I'm sure you're very good, and maybe I'll get you one day when I'm mentally stable. Goodbye to this book, not to you. I have to close this video out anyway. We have made it. There were 26 books in this video that I am unhauling, and they're all gonna leave so much room on my shelf. Literally so much. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have tons of room on there now. Like I said, any of these books, most of these books were because I already have a copy or I just don't feel like I'm ever gonna read it. So I did not mean to offend anybody if I did by unhauling one of your books. I don't know why I would, because I gave good reasons anyway. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time with another video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will leave all my social media links in the description, and I will see you guys next week with another video.